My name is Piper Payne, and I am a mastering engineer here in, oh crap, I gotta start again. I'm a mastering engineer here in Berkeley, California at Coast Mastering. I am, among other things, an audio educator, mastering engineer, recording engineer. I did my undergrad in Michigan at University of Michigan. Did my gender affect my opportunities in a positive or negative manner? It's very hard to say that, because although I didn't have that many negative experiences, there were a lot of other women that did coming up. I think that it did not hurt that I was a woman, just for me. For a lot of other people that I've met, they have had a really hard time coming up in the audio industry as a woman. There are definitely women that have been in this industry way longer than I have that had a hard time coming up. You can think of, if you think of any part of the industry, there are a lot of women in that part of the audio industry that have had a hard time getting their career started, but that was because they did it 20, 30 years ago. Los Medanos. Los Medanos it's part of the Contra Costa Community College District, and it has a great recording program, and they teach, it's a certificate program, and they teach several classes on anything from just basic music and acoustics all the way up to advanced recording techniques. So the classes that I teach are a in-depth Pro Tools editing and mixing class, and then another class that's on mixing and more advanced studio techniques. So that's what I teach out there. They've got a great program, and this is my first full semester teaching there, although I've guest lectured there many times. The students are going to be recording horns and a little bit of piano for this cool band called Trace Repeat. And they're a band that's coming in to do some demos with them. The students recorded drums, bass, guitar, and scratch vocals a few weeks ago. Then we spent a couple class periods editing and doing, basic demo mix downs for those so that they can play back to them, and the horns can overdub now. So the students are currently setting up a couple of horn rooms with gobos in the live room, and they're doing headphone feeds and all that stuff, and pretty much everything you need to do a pretty cool horn recording. So they've gone through and had pre-production meetings with the band, had conversations with the band leader, and they've decided on how to go about making this particular horn recording. And then we talked through it, and they've come up with a plan for today, and now all they have to do is execute it in 3 hours in class time. Yeah. So they're doing a good job. They're actually ahead of schedule. Rock on!
I got that.
And then Women's Audio Mission. That is a really interesting program. It's a way for women and young girls to get a very comfortable learning experience, learning all about audio and some music, things like that, some technical engineering things for audio as well. But they've got a fantastic studio down on Natoma Street in San Francisco. And I've been working with WAM, Women's Audio Mission, for several years, teaching, guest lecturing. Sometimes they come over and do a mastering seminar. This place is the room. So we have a very well built and well treated room right now. So all this stuff has just gotten treated in the last week and a half or so. So it hasn't really been here much. It's all still really temporary. So we're about to go through a big acoustics installation here to be able to make the room like actually finished. But I'm really happy with it so far. All of this is all brand new construction in the last couple weeks. But it's a really safe, comfortable place for women to learn about audio. It's really interesting because they're learning a curriculum that is about 2 full years of a college program in 8 weeks. The biggest difference, obviously, is that women's audio mission is all women, and my Los Medanos college, it's like the classes are 8 dudes and then 7 dudes and 1 girl. So nothing wrong with that. It's just it's a really different environment. Like I definitely try and keep all of the antics to a minimum and make sure that it's just a really comfortable learning environment at LMC. But it's they're both awesome programs. That's for sure.
I'm Jessica Thompson. I'm a mastering and restoration engineer and audio archivist at Coast Mastering. I mean, I feel very fortunate that a lot of my early mentors were women, but it's not always a very friendly place to be a woman. I mean, it sucks to go to AES and walk around on the floor and have everyone assume you're someone's girlfriend and not there as an engineer. And it sucks to answer the phone at your own studio and have someone ask to talk to an engineer when you are the engineer. These are collections of tapes that I'm working on right now that I have loosely organized. All of these have already been transferred. This is my handy dandy, very flexible turntable. Cassette deck with adjustable playback azimuth. That's just the coolest thing. I'm an engineer. I happen to be a woman. I also have a family. I have a husband and kids, and I just want to reassure anyone who wants to pursue that aspect of life as well. There is no one way to be like a woman engineer or a male engineer. And of course, the bottom line is that the gender doesn't matter.
Not that I can think of, like, I can't, think of, like, some fairy godmother that was like, always make sure you pack your lunch because your husband's not going to do it for you. I can't, it's not like there's not like this sort of contingent of women engineers that get together in a back room and give each other advice or anything. But I will give the same advice for a young woman as I would for a young man. Anybody trying to start a career in sound, just be the best you can be. Be the best engineer you can be. You do you. Walk in, give the person that you're trying to get a hold of a big smile and a firm handshake, and be professional and just do the best you can.